Hey, this is Paul, and I am testing a new camera. So I got two webcams. This is gonna be a little weird. I got this one up here. This is the Logitech c920, which is nice. It's a tighter shot. We're getting some weirdness there. So this is Paul Solt, and I'm trying to look at the lens and look normal. We'll see how that looks. But so this is my office. So you can see I've got my Mac Pro and a bunch of junk, and I'm working on my notebook. And I've always wanted to show people what I draw. And so like this camera is really fun because you can just put it down on the notepad and you can like get into detail. So like if you're doing art or drawing, the focus on this is like inches. So you can see I need to cut my fingernails. But if I wanted to do something like start writing up here, I can just like, I don't know, it's really cool. So I don't even know what I want to draw here, but let's say we're working on maybe a new Apple Watch app. And so what I would do is I'd block out what I want to work on. If I want to show you, I can pick the camera up and I can hold it. Since I'm a little bit shaky in that position, I would probably then grab my mount here. So I could just pop this on, and there's an attachment underneath. So if I sort of show you how the other one works, there is a standard tripod mount here, and then there's a clip that lets me get this onto, and because this one has a super wide lens, it's actually super fun. So now what I can do is, the threads are a little bit funky, but once you get it going, it works out. So I forget what brand is this. This is a Joby little tripod, and it's super flexible, super fun. And so if I can get this on, now I've got a little tripod stand, and you can imagine that you could sort of set the wide angle shot up on this tripod. You can turn it around, and that would give you finer control. So then if you want to do a front-on approach of your art or your notebook or something that you're trying to do, you would just come in at this angle. And I mean, you can really get some interesting shots here now with this focus. So I want to work on a push-up app. I gotta bring my microphone over. So let's say I want to do 13 push-ups, and there's just going to be like, the UI is going to sort of look like this. This bottom thing's a button. That's just going to be like start. Okay. And what it's going to do is it's going to audibly count down. So there's going to be audio. And so this will just count down or up, whatever your preference is. So it will go 13. And that would be in a speech bubble. And I'm not going to make it line up correctly. But then you can imagine that it will do that again. So let's actually make it pointed. And then so go 12. And so it's actually going to audibly count down. So we want to count down or count up. Okay, super fun. Now you can sort of see what I'm thinking, and I can try and hold this a little bit steadier, and you can just look at my little sketch. Again, I think it's really important to use sketches. I mean, like, this notebook is full of tons of stuff, and just getting started. So really excited about this. I like this more than drawing on a computer, just because it's a lot easier to write with a real utensil. And so I use, this was recommended by Matt Gemmel, and I really, really like it. This is the Stalter pigment liners. It's a 0.3. And it's a little hard to find on Amazon for Amazon Prime shipping, but you can find it. And so I do that. And then this is a Moleskine notebook. And this is their cheaper version that comes with the grid, which I like this more. I used to get the plain. I like the grid more because it's just nice. And the nice thing about Moleskine is that it's a nice paper feel. So if you like quality products that aren't like scratchy, this paper is super nice and combined with this pigment liner, it is super fun to draw on. So I'm probably going to be showing some more sketches moving forward because I'm working on an iPhone app called Brew Coffee. So this is Brew Coffee, and I'm going to do a little demo. I'm actually going to use this camera in that demo. So Brew Coffee is not quite on the App Store, but I've got some marketing materials that's sort of setting the stage for when this does go on sale. And that's going to be on sale sometime probably next year. I don't have a date yet. It all depends on when I have time to actually code it. All right, so this was the Pro webcam. That's this one right here. You can find it on Amazon. It's like $100. The cheaper version, I think you can get for $60. I bought both of these at, this is the cheaper version. I got both of these at Best Buy because they've got the holiday return policy, and that made it super fun. The other thing that's nice is if you actually have a real tripod. Here's a tripod mount for my DSLR with this guy. I was actually gonna hook up my SLIK. I don't know how you say that. This is a fancier tripod. It's super heavy, but it's nice when you have a really heavy lens or you're like standing up. So I was about to do that, but I put this camera down and then I was like, wow, it can focus at mere inches. And I was like, this is super awesome. And I don't remember them talking about the focal length on these cameras, but it's really, really nice. My DSLR cannot focus this close. So this totally changes the game in terms of trying to get a lightweight camera at this type of angle at whatever you're doing. So if you're teaching someone how to do watercolor, super useful. If you're doing sketching, super useful. And you don't want to do digital, like I think this is the money. I think the iPad Pro is probably where you want to go if you want to do digital. I don't know if you can get that. I'd probably have to create my own app if I wanted to get the drawings onto like a live stream. I don't know how that would work. There might be a way. I guess I could pull the HDMI out, so you just need to plug in a USB lightning cable. Plug it into your Mac, and it should be able to capture. So that's another alternative if you want to totally digitize. You can use an app like Paper, or I think that one's got sluggish performance right now with the iPad Pro, so you would probably want to use the Notes app that Apple has, which they've optimized. So again, this is Paul Solt, and I can take this camera, and if I know what I'm doing with it, open up the little widget so that I can stand it up now. I can put it back up on my monitor, and you can see that my office is crazy. And you just sort of adjust this, and once you get it going, you can set up your lighting. I'm just using the standard lighting in this room, and you're good to go. But I'm going to turn out the standard lighting. And this gives me better lighting. I might have to change the lighting when I'm doing like an actual sketch. It doesn't really matter when I'm that close, but it was more I have lighting set up for when I'm on camera, and it's not ideal yet, but I think it's better than what I had when I had lights on, which looks like this. It's just you get more shadows on your face, so that looks weird. I really need lights in front of me, and I only have one in front of me, and then I have one down low. So this room has been set up for shooting from the other side of the room towards the computer, and now I'm experimenting with just shooting here, just to keep the production easier. I'm going to be creating a ton of videos, so being able to film quickly is really important, and that's all I have to say. One other problem, I think QuickTime is messing up my audio. This is another Apple bug. I don't know, literally like every day I'm coming across more bugs from Apple. So I'm going to start a bug reporting day in, when am I doing that? January. One day a month just to go through all the bugs. I've got a whole page of bugs right now with Apple products, as well as Facebook and Parse. So thanks for watching. Oh, I messed that one up.